Good morning, Otherworldies. This is Queen Juliana, your Dark Mass Diva. Okay, I'm going to talk about something kind of weird. This is something that happened a really long time ago. Just different things that happened when I was in relationships a really long time ago, and it's going to sound kind of strange, but this was something that was low-key abuse, but at the time it just seemed really irritating. Have you ever been in a situation where you were with somebody who was really clingy, right? But you didn't realize that it was just a situation where the person was giving you a lot of anxiety because they were clingy? Okay, well, I had different situations with guys that I was seeing, and they really were just kind of being they were smothering me. Okay, and it's gonna sound funny, Otherworldies, okay? But I'm just gonna tell you little stories about it, and it's almost funny, but it's creepy and cringy at the same time. Okay, one of the stories was, alright, a lot of people don't realize that this is a form of sexual harassment. Okay, did you know if you stare at somebody too long, it's sexual harassment? Alright, I had this guy that I was seeing, and he would be at my house, and I would get up and walk around the house and do things, and he would just stare at me and just creepily stare at me whenever I would get up and walk around. So I would have to tell him, I really need you to stop staring at me. Stop staring at me. And he would go, but you're just so beautiful and graceful, and I can't stop staring at you because you're so beautiful. Well, I would have to tell him, to stop staring at me. And I would just want to send him home. Just make him leave, because if you want to visit me and hang out, you need to just quit staring every time I get up and walk around. That's really, basically disconcerting. Quit staring at me whenever I get up and walk around my own house. I shouldn't have to have you watch every little thing I do. And looking back on it, that's really ew. Okay. So, I had another friend over who was, a female friend at the time, and, I'd sit with this guy on the couch, and he would constantly be petting me and playing with my hair, and I would also say, I need you to stop touching me, you're just touching me too much, and she goes, well, some people are touchy-feelies, and some people don't like to be touched so much, so she would try to explain why the guy was being like that, and I said, well, it's irritating me, and it's funny because when you try to, explain to people that, the guy you're seeing won't stop staring at you, and he won't stop trying to put his arm around you and pet you and play with your hair and staring at you and all this other stuff, other women kind of get jealous, I wish that my boyfriend would admire me all the time and want to hug me and kiss me all the time and do all this stuff. Well, they don't understand how smothering it is and how actually cringy and creepy it is. Okay, now there was another situation where I would get up and try to walk around my house, and this was another guy, and he would just keep getting in my way because he'd want to hug or he'd want to kiss, or I'd be like, I need you to move, I'm trying to walk through my house, get out of my way, and I would have to say, okay, I'm going into the bathroom to put my makeup on, and he'd follow me in there and want to watch me put my makeup on. I go, I need you to go sit down on the couch so I can get ready. You're making me nervous. I need to be able to put my makeup on and do whatever. I need you to just get out of here. And he would just follow me all over the place. I'm like, don't follow a lady into the bathroom. I don't care if it's just to put makeup on. You're really giving me a very bad feeling right now. This is really pretty creepy and gross. Quit following me in here. I don't know why a guy wants to watch a girl put makeup on. That's a little weird. And I don't, when I have to keep telling a guy to move, get out of my way when I'm walking through my house, quit blocking my path when I'm walking down the hall, get out of my way. if you're having to tell somebody to get out of your way in the house, that's really like a red flag. If you're having to tell somebody to stop staring at you, that's a red flag. That kind of thing. Somebody is physically blocking your path. That's like a threat. Think about that for a minute. So, and the funny thing about it is, I like being admired. Like Zen, he likes to look at me sometimes and admire me and stuff. I actually like when he does that. You know why? Because he doesn't do it in a cringy way. He doesn't go like this when I walk around the house, or, you know, act like a psycho or anything like that. You know, he's usually on his phone or something. You know, he doesn't make me uncomfortable in the house, or I never have to tell him to stop staring at me or anything like that. He doesn't do anything weird. But this guy from a long time ago, he's very cringy. If you have to tell someone to stop staring at you, tell somebody to get out of your way when you're walking through the house. If someone is making you feel uncomfortable in the house and stuff like that, that means they're smothering you, okay? If someone won't quit touching you, you're sitting, you know, I don't mean they're necessarily groping you or anything like that, but if they're just touching you too much and that kind of thing, they're smothering you, okay? If someone's asking you what you're doing constantly, you know, tell them to stop asking you what you're doing. Tell them to knock it off. I've been with guys where I've told them, you need to get more hobbies and interests and stop asking me what I'm doing. Okay, you need to find something else to do. And it's one thing to take an interest in my day or whatever, but quit texting me all the time and asking me what I'm doing. Leave me alone. You need to find more to do with your day. You need to quit hitting me up constantly. I mean, you know, that's smothering somebody. That's, you know, are you paranoid? I'm talking to some other guy or something. Leave me alone. You know, because when people smother you, that will give you an anxiety disorder. Okay, that person is they're showing insecurity when they're doing stuff like that. Okay, they're showing some kind of anxious attachment, or they're just showing that they're a psycho. Okay, they're showing there's something a little off about them, or they're just an insecure person, or you know, that you really should not be going out with them. Okay, and what they're doing is actual abuse. They're being clingy. Okay, and you shouldn't have to put up with someone doing that. Now, you know, when you're in a relationship with somebody who's neglecting you, okay, well, you shouldn't be with someone who's neglecting you either. But you also shouldn't be with somebody who's blocking your path when you're trying to walk through the house, following you into the bathroom, staring at you when you're walking through your house, touching you constantly. You know, and if you try to tell somebody else that somebody's doing something like this, they're not going to be able to take it seriously, because when you just talk about something like this, it just sounds like the person's being a little bit of a pest and they're looking for attention. It doesn't sound like anything really serious, but it actually is. So if someone's doing things like this, you know, you need to warn them not to do it again. All right, but people that have behaviors like this, it could escalate into them just you know, just violating your boundaries and not respecting your personal space. You need to tell them to leave the house, or, you know, go find something else to do, or find them something to fix, or, you know, just get them something to do. Because I really just feel like a lot of these people, it's really like a control issue. You know, and you know, I think these guys really just had a screw loose or something like that, and I really think they were just trying to find a way to control me or something like that, because it really gave me a lot of anxiety, and I had to get these people out of my life. And you know, I would try to tell other people what they were doing, and of course they gave me the old, oh, but you're so pretty and they're so in love with you type thing. You know, I wish a guy would pay attention to me like that and be that obsessed with me kind of thing, you know. And other people won't take it seriously when you try to complain about things like that. So just trust your gut that the person is making you uncomfortable, and trust your inner gut that what they're doing isn't right, and you're just going to want to get rid of the person. I'm not going to mince words anymore. You're just going to want to just get rid of them. Okay, you're going to tell them that it's inappropriate what they're doing, and just don't waste any more time with them. Those people were a little off, so what they were doing was not cute. So other types of people who are clumsy, if you're afraid they're going to trip and fall on you, don't be with people like that either. Okay? People that are clumsy, your heart's going to race every time they get near you. If you think there's, like something slippery on the floor, they're going to slip and fall on you. Don't be with someone like that either. Okay, because I've been with people like that are clumsy, and I'm like, they're really just not watching where they're going. Their dyspraxia is not your fault. Okay, I've been with people, and they've progressively, the longer that I was with them, they just got clumsier and clumsier, and I'm like, I just really can't be with this person because they're not doing anything to control their clumsiness. So I'm not going to just wait until they accidentally break one of my arms or something. I'm really, just because I don't know what they were doing to be like that, but I wasn't going to find out. So anyway, I don't really need to be around people who give me anxiety. So don't try to analyze it. Just stay away from these people who are clingy, are dangerous to be around, and all this other stuff. So it's just not a good scene. Okay. All right. Well, I love you all, and you other worldies have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next content. Bye bye.